Welcome, millionaires, billionaires, and trillionaires. As always, I am to bring you truth, knowledge, and wisdom to assist you in your journey to crypto. So, guys, I'm creating this video to alert you on what is about to happen here, guys. So, obviously, some of you guys that haven't been following my videos since 2019, 2020, where I mentioned there was a possible scenario where we would end up having a World War III. And now today you kind of already seeing it playing out. So, and based on what I'm seeing and based on what I'm observing, it looks like things are about to get very, very serious. And obviously this is going to be affecting crypto, so I'll be explaining to you guys how is this going to affect crypto and what is going to happen. So I also mentioned obviously to stay out of the big cities when I made these videos. Obviously you can visit those videos on my personal YouTube channel titled Awakened Traveler, where I think on this channel I also made some reviews of those videos on what you should be expecting. So just to briefly summarize everything for you, is starting in 2019, 2020, I made a series of future prediction videos where I mentioned World War III and also Civil War. And now that we are seeing things playing out, it is no longer a prediction. So now what I'm seeing, it's the war is about to escalate, guys. And obviously I mentioned to you guys back then, probably not to you guys, but on the video, that to stay out of the major cities, because this war is going to be very different, because it's going to be, a lot of it is going to be taking place in the cities, just like you witness in Dubai, where towers were being struck, and also in other countries as well. So this is actually what is playing out. So the war is being, the targets are being, the countries are targeting the cities, the inner cities, to send a message. So obviously this is in line with, and I'm also making this prediction with the US losing the war. The reason why it's losing the war, because it's a pendulum that is swinging from one side to the other. So that means everything is a cycle. So the US was in power, so the power has to be transferred to a different country, obviously, because of the shift that is happening and the frequency shift that is happening. Same way the wealth is exchanging hands, being transferred from one hand to the next, power is also being shifted from one hand to the next. So the US used to have all the power, but now all the power will be shifted to a different country. And this is the reason why, obviously, if the war escalates, I'm predicting the US to lose the war, guys. Obviously it's going to affect a lot of people that's in the US, which I've also mentioned to stay out of the big cities. And I also made a lot of references to when the group, when the old group got, when everyone left, I mentioned to them, good luck with your journey. And I've also mentioned that what use is the money if you're not going to be able to survive what is coming. That's the last warning I've sent to those people years ago. And now we are seeing things playing out, right, in real life. So as I mentioned to you before, to stay out of all the major cities, because things are about to get serious, and the war is about to get serious, guys. And the reason why it's going to affect crypto is because obviously the dollar will collapse during this, once the US collapses as well, which I've been mentioning that the US dollar was about to collapse. So this is going to be the escalation, another catalyst which is the war, and then once the dollar collapses, it takes out all the other currencies down with it, and then this is where crypto rises to power, and is the only means of doing transaction. It's the only one people trust, because obviously people will not be using the US dollar or paper money. Credit card, business won't accept credit card, debit cards. Everything's just going to be done through cryptocurrencies or gold or silver, but those can't really be used for transactions, even internationally. So based on what I'm seeing, based on my observation, I'm predicting the US. Based on what everything that's happening, it looks like the war is about to escalate. So, and obviously, I wouldn't say obviously, my prediction would say the US is going to lose the war, guys. Because they think they are in control, but they're not. It's the universe that's creating this, because it's the power shift that has to happen, right? Because of a frequency shift that is happening, of cleansing that is happening, as I mentioned to you guys a while before. So this is going to boost crypto, because obviously everyone won't trust the dollar, everyone won't trust paper money, and obviously this is also everyone will be seeking safe haven for their assets, for their money. So this is why they're going to be loading up on crypto. And also, I believe a lot of the countries are going to do transaction only with cryptocurrencies, only with Bitcoin, and they won't be using fiat currencies anymore. And this will fuel the crypto market. So obviously this is also in line with the major pump we've been expecting, and everything is aligning. So now you can kind of see that a major pump is about to happen. So everything is aligned, everything is set in place by the universe for this to happen. So you can kind of see the bigger picture of what is about to happen here. So it's an interesting thing for us, obviously, because we are seeing everything is unfolding, everything is manifesting, all that we've been waiting for is happening, and all the prediction is happening, all the anticipation of what we've been expecting is in front of us. We can see it happening. So and then the war is what's really going to fuel crypto too, because people want control of their assets, people want control of their money. So the only way for them to have control is through crypto. They can't have that with a bank, and obviously they can't hold any other currencies, fiat currencies, because the value will be collapsing as well, and they'll have no choice but to buy crypto. So all this is just going to fuel the crypto market. Obviously crypto and the war will be the two main subjects side by side on the news. And while this is happening, it's a wealth transfer that everyone will see that is happening, and also a shift of power from the United States and to a different country. So I did mention years ago that the World War III was probably going to be with China or with the US, but obviously it's not with China, it's with a different country, because the power has to shift from previous hand to the next, same way the wealth is about to be transferred from one hand to the next. Everything is happening at the same time, guys. So this is what to be prepared for, and this is my warning for those that's in the US. Obviously this not all part will be affected in the US. As I mentioned, as long as you stay away from the major cities, because those are the cities that's going to be mostly affected, then most likely you will be fine. So or don't don't go out into the major cities while all of this is happening. Just stay secluded until all the dust settles and everything is over with, guys. So this is an interesting time we are living, we are witnessing if all of this madness is unfolding. And this is where opportunity lies as well, because of the wealth transfer that is happening. And people won't have any control of their decision, because they've already made that decision in the past. So it's just now The universe has a line thing to happen, and we are just watching thing unfold and observing. We can't do anything about it because it has already manifested, it has already happened. Similar to, as I mentioned before, after you cook a dish, you can't uncook it. It's the same thing here. Once you see your physical reality, it's already been created. You can't uncreate it. The only way for you to do that is to travel to the past, which is a different subject in itself. So this is what you should be prepared for, guys. So this is the reason why the market is about to explode, because of the war. And also, among other things too, the war, the wealth transfer, the collapse of fiat currencies, all of these catalysts, and also the bank failures, economic collapse, let's say a new monetary system, all of these catalysts, you can kind of already see Bitcoin should already be at $1 million per Bitcoin right now. So the pump's going to be very, very fast. So, and this is where the wealth is transferred from one hand to the next because it can't be destroyed. Same thing with energy. Energy can't be destroyed. It can only be transferred or transformed. So now we're about to see everything just unfold, guys. It's going to be interesting thing to witness. So hopefully you are prepared, you are ready, because everything is happening and things are about to move very, very fast. So just to prepare yourself. Peace.